it goes. Okay, good morning. Let's see, this is July 1st, 2022, and I'm talking with you about EventBrite. What I'm going to do this morning is I'm just going to show you some of the features of the EventBrite software that we're using at Columbus KTC, so you can get an idea of what it takes to put an event together. And while we're doing this, I'm actually going to put an event together, or at least I'm going to get one started while you watch. And I apologize that I can't have you on a screen trying to do it, but we'll do that in the subsequent meetings, where we'll sit with you as you do it, as you do the actual work. First things first, I have to tell you that I created this EventBrite for the purpose of selling tickets and arranging for registrations for Khenpo Karthar Rinpoche's cremation ceremonies in 2019. So I created it under my personal name, and then I put it under KTC's name, but it still uses my personal email address and my personal login. And so what's going to happen is over the next few weeks, I'm going to talk with the people at EventBrite and see what it takes to change it over to Columbus KTC, a Columbus KTC address, because I would hate to lose all of the events that we have put together in the past, which are saved. All of the ones we have put together in the past are saved in EventBrite. There appears to be no charge for EventBrite, but they take their cut at the other end. When you sell tickets, they take a cut. And so that's a little bit about what EventBrite is. It's a ticketing software, but it also provides a lot of other functionality, including the ability to send mass emails to the people who've registered. It also has accounting and listing for each separate ticket type, so that you know the names of everyone and so on. It provides the customer with a barcoded ticket for entry in case of live events where barcodes are needed. So there's a lot of functionality in this particular software. Tracy's asking if it has a text message feature. I don't know that it doesn't, but I don't know that it does. I've never used it and never investigated it, but we can take a look and see if that's part of the functionality, because you can ask for any information you want to ask for when you register people. They have a default, and we are using the default right now for registration information gathered from customers. We only gather a small amount of information from our customers, but you can actually ask for virtually everything. Any other questions about this part? No? Okay. Well, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start by walking you through the dashboard of an event we're already running. And then if I have time, I'm going to try to duplicate or create an event based on an old event so that you can see how that function works. Okay. So as you can see, it's under my name, and then you can switch to attending up here in the upper corner. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Doesn't look like I can. So, and you can also, and there's also account settings. And this is where I'm going to attempt to first, once we get a KTC EventBrite at columbusktc.org, then hopefully that will help us to do something different. So this is actually the Nyungne workshop and reading transmission. Your left side column will give you some of your functionality. Where we are right now is on the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard tells us what our net sales are, because you can see that they already figure their cut. You see it's the gross sales are $211, and so the net sales from that is $205. We've sold 11 tickets, and then over here is our information about who's looked at our page natively on EventBrite. And then and then over here are other information, such as getting your payments. You can actually set scheduled payments rather than getting your payments at the end of the event, which is what we've chosen to do up to now. And then it says here, you can launch a new marketing campaign, because what they do is that they have their own email marketing that they run alongside the ticketing software. So you can actually use their email promotion. And then there's a way to share. They put the event right here on the dashboard underneath the economic information. You can actually then copy that and send that, and then you can share it on Facebook. It looks like we got Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, by email, LinkedIn, and I'm guessing this is WhatsApp. As we go down the dashboard, we'll learn things like who signed up lately and what date they signed up, what their order number is, how many tickets they ordered, and so on. This is by donation. This is by donation. Therefore, you're going to see all kinds of numbers here. Check this out. This fellow is one of our sponsors. He donated $75, but other people, these people are going to be participating by Zoom, and they don't have a lot of money. I know them personally. They're just giving $3. This is how everything evens out for us. We even out on some events at $50 per person. And you see, I mean, it's really bizarre, but going with a donation model, we actually get pretty good money for our individual tickets. Any questions about the dashboard? Yes. Tracy, did you have a question? I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, we have to ask. Hang on. Let me see if we can get you unmuted here.
You put it in the chat.
Oh, sorry. See, that just goes to show you I need a training in Zoom. What does the switch to attending do? What it does, the switch to attending, which you're seeing here, okay, get this out of the way. The switch to attending actually shows us what events look like from the outside. So, okay, so I could also I could stay signed in while browsing events and signing up for events myself. And then I could actually look for other events, because people, just like on social media, people can favorite you as an organizer. They can favorite you, and then they will get an email notice of every single event that you put out, whether they want to go to it or not. If they subscribe to you, like on YouTube, they will get notified every time you publish a new event. So let's see what the other question is. Okay. Oh yeah. Thank you. That's good. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tracy. So this is a little bit about it. Let me show you some of the other features on this left-hand side. It says here, can we see the emails of people who were interested? Oh yeah, the email address is of course, is required for people to register.
No, I'm actually referring to the section that says page views. Can we see the page views of people?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I have not myself looked at it, so let's take a peek. Okay. Well, this probably isn't going to be representative because, oh, here we are. Yes. I don't know that I can make the numbers big enough for you to see.
No, that's perfect. I was curious to know if we could see, like, for example, maybe for EventBrite, sometimes you can have an account and possibly seeing the emails of individuals to be able to follow up with them. That's all.
And that makes sense to me. It says here's our page views on which day and the number of them, but it says here, view more. Let's find out what it says when we hit view more. No, it's just view more days. So let's look at a day where we had a bunch. This is probably the day that it appeared on Facebook. But I don't know that you get more detail. So it may be that you have to do something else in order to get more information. So Let's see, page views. And what other information will they? No, that's all they show you here. Okay, yeah.
Well, I don't think we would be able to get emails from people that are just viewing the website or the event. Because when you view an event, it doesn't ask you for your information. You're just like viewing it from your browser.
Yeah, that I totally agree with. I was just thinking at one point, EventBrite, you had, if you could join EventBrite and they send emails, like advertising. Maybe I'm thinking of Meetup. I could be thinking of Meetup. I don't know.
That's
That's all.
possible. What I know about EventBrite is that it could be that you're thinking of Meetup, but yes, I believe that is how Meetup works, so that you would join it and then that you would get information. However, if you subscribe to specific organizers on EventBrite, like our organizer is called Columbus Karma Takes Some Choling. And so people who subscribe to Columbus Karma Takes Some Choling on EventBrite hear about every single thing that we put out. And sometimes when, because when you hit a button, let's see if I can make this go back now. I'm trying to head back to the dashboard and it's not taking me. So let's try something else here. Oop, that is not a good idea. Okay, let's go back to events. All right. So we've left the dashboard of a particular event and gone back to our complete event list because I didn't know how to back out of that. So my bad. And so this, so now I'm going to take you on an unintended tour of our events. This is everything, and you can ask, you can look these up by the calendar. You can look them up as a list. You can look up for ones that are published, ones that are drafts, and ones that are past, and then all. And then up here, it allows you to create an event. But most of the time, I don't choose to create an event from scratch. Most of the time, I will base it on a previous event because you can do that. Down here is where Lama Adam creates our every Sunday introduction to Buddhism and introduction to meditation. He has these set up for more than a month in advance. It's quite lovely. And this means that people browsing online can find us and sign up for Zoom participation or in-person. I think it's Zoom participation only on these, but people will know where it is and they can actually just go. And then here's our Saturday Stupa workshop and retreat. We've got 8 people coming so far. And we've raised about, this is the net, $100. And then we've got the Nyungne workshop and reading transmission, which now we have 13 people signed up for, which is awesome. And so let's go to a past event. This is something I want to do. I want to look at past events because I'm going to take a moment here and show you what happens when you reuse an event, and you can set one up that way. There's a whole nother lesson in setting one up from scratch, but this will be a little easier to start with. We're going to be doing the Saturday Shamatha retreat again, but I'm not sure when. But so that one maybe I won't do. But look at the money. We actually make pretty decent money in our events. We had 13 people and we raised $344. What's the math on that? You know, let me do a little quick math. 344 divided by 13. That's about $26 per ticket. So, you know, we're even on something simple like that, we're making some money. Do we post events on Meetup? I do not know. I don't know that we have a Meetup. We discussed it at one point, so we may or may not have a Meetup. You'll have to ask about that. I'm not sure if we have one. If we don't, it might be worth the money. Anyway, here's some. I mean, it's just really funny just to see how much some of these things happen, how much some of these raise. Here's one that I did for Santa Monica, I'm sorry, from San Diego, and it raised $845. I did a talk for a Unitarian Church Buddhist group a few weeks ago, and all that money went to Columbus KTC. And this is why, these things are fun. Here we go. Here's the one I'm going to work on today. I'm going to start a new draft event today, right here in front of you. This is recognize this, the path of tranquility and insight. This was Kempo Ergin's visit. Look at what we made, $5,000. Yay, us. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But this took a lot of work to put up. This took about 40 minutes to create this event because of the large number of tickets that had to be created. So let's look over here. You see your 4 dots? See those 4 dots? Those 4 dots will allow you to do all kinds of things. Copy the URL, copy the event, delete the event, and there's even one other choice, and that's edit the event, view the event, promote the event. You have all kinds of possibilities in those 4 little dots. Okay. So, but today I'm going to actually copy the event. So here we go. It's going to put the event in front of me. And it says here, copy of the path of meditation, tranquility, and insight. Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to start right away by renaming this guy so that when I save him as a draft, I will have his or her current name. And what I'm going to be doing is getting the name of my next event. Okay, this one is called The Everyday Wisdom of Meditation with Lama Karma Drodul. Okay. And so the summary, it will ask you, so first of all, the first thing you put up is a title. The second thing you put up is a summary, and this is a short description of the event.
Oh, Lama Kathy, sorry to interrupt. I think she left the meeting.
Okay. Oh yeah, it looks like that happened, but she'll be back.
Okay,
Thank you. There we go. Hey, Tracy. So I'm just going to say something simple. Sitting meditation is just the beginning of a spiritual journey of self-discovery that allows us to change our hearts for the better. So you get 140 characters to describe your event briefly. Now I'm probably going to change this. This is just something I wrote off the cuff now, but we're going to be, but I'm just putting it up for now. The event is actually going to happen here in August. It starts on the 19th and it will conclude on the 21st. And because there we go. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to copy the event. So what we're going to do now, what it will do now is it will produce a new event. You see over on the left side, it now gives us a new name and it tells us that this is a draft. And now we get to fill in the other pieces. It hasn't been published yet, so nobody knows it exists. Poor Tracy, I see she's coming and going. But good for us. We're, what's the word? We're recording so that she can see it when we come back. So I'm going to keep moving if it's okay. Once and then once we, oh yeah, here she comes. See if we get her to yeah, there we go. Hey, Tracy.
Hey, sorry about that.
Hey, it's all right. Wi-Fi is what it is, right? Wi-Fi is what it is, right? Yeah, okay. Well, what we've done is we've copied an event, and so that I can get started on a new event for Columbus KTC. As you can see, the left side has changed now, and it's now the name of our new event. And it's noted that it's a draft. Now we're going to, and it starts us with the dashboard, but we don't need to be there right now because we've got to fill in information about this event, what's going on with this event. So then we go down the checklist, and it's really in a really good order. Basic info, there's your title, the organizer, and then all of your tags. And I imported all of our tags because there's a bunch that's left over from Kempo Urgen's event: Buddhism, insight meditation, mindfulness, Tibetan Buddhism, Vipassana, and we can add even more. So we have six tags. Location is going to be at our center. Now, if you're creating a new event, you'd have to type that in. But since we're copying an event, it's already here. And we just found out 2 days ago that he's actually coming. He's actually coming to Columbus. This was going to be a Zoom event.
What? That's what I was ready to ask.
Yeah, just 2 days ago, he texted me in the morning and said, hey, you know, I talked to my wife and she's like, just go ahead and go. It's no big deal. So he's going to, Kim, I talked to Kim, and Kim is working on his plane ticket now. So he'll be coming to us in August, and he's going to do several different things. So this is very exciting. Okay. And so since I copied the date and time and location, there's very little else I have to put in the basic info section. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the checklist. We start the checklist at the top with the basic info, then we go down to details. This used to be laid out really badly, and now it's laid out much better. This was our main event image. We're not going to use that event image now. Now, because Lama Karma is such a handsome fellow, we're actually going to use a photo of Lama Karma. And let's see if we can find one of him really quick. Yes, this is my favorite one. We're going to start with this one, but my guess is we'll eventually use a different picture, but I love this picture. Look at how handsome he is. Let's check him out. I love that smile, right? And you can crop the picture. It has to be a horizontal. You know, so you can kind of like mess with it a little bit. And there you have it. We've saved it, and now there's Lama Karma. Woohoo! Okay. So then the description, what's going to happen is the description from the previous event was loaded in. So I'm not going to need all of this. You know, I'm not going to need all of this. I'm gonna leave some of the general paragraphs. All programs are in person, but want to participate by Zoom. You know, Zoom tickets are also available. I'm going to say also, because that's something the editor left out last time. Also are available to all attend. Those who lack funds to attend, these are general things we always leave in about the teacher. And so I'm going to take that out. We don't have an interpreter since he's teaching in English. Pretty cool, huh? And so we're going to take these pictures out since these we're not going to be using. Now the schedule, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Kim create me a new schedule, and then we'll drop it in here. But I'm going to leave this old one in now. We also have the suggested donation amounts and so forth and so on. And then this is the Zoom link for the teaching. So I'm going to take that out so I don't accidentally put the old one in. And so this is where we'll put the Zoom link here. These will actually be readable by people who are just reading our basic info. But if that's the worst thing that happens to us, a few people sneak in by free, I'm okay with that. I don't think that's going to happen, actually, because I don't think people are going to scroll down that far. But in any case, there you have it. So now we're saving that. So that page is done. Yes, ma'am.
The schedule, are those pictures or files?
Those are actually pictures.
Okay.
I did it as photographs because I was lazy. Oh, I have to delete this text block. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put Zoom link in big letters here. I wonder why it wouldn't let me save. Yes, those are photographs because I was very lazy. I don't really know what I'm doing sometimes. Something happened here. Oh, I have to delete this and delete this. I can't just delete the pictures. Now I think it'll let me save. Yep, there we go. So now we've done the easy part, because what I have to do yet is I have to put a description of the program, a description of the program, and I have to put, I actually have to do a lot of stuff up here, but and then this has to be changed and that has to be changed, but at least I know that we've got a good start. So that takes us down to the what was the hardest thing on this particular one. This is why it took about 45 minutes to an hour to set this up, because there were so many ticket types. I believe there were 10 ticket types, and you have to create a ticket type for each one. So you see what's happening here in tickets. These are your admission tickets. These are add-ons. Yes, you can actually add merchandising. You can actually sell stuff. Like, hey, you want to buy the book that's happening that we're studying this week? Well, here, buy the book. If you want to do this or that or the other thing, parking, you want, like, let's say, we got to do a parking thing. Well, here's your parking pass, and so forth and so on. Promo codes in case you're advertising your event and want people to have a discount. Holds, which I'm assuming, I've never used promo codes and HODs to create hold tickets, set the event capacity. So we don't have all this stuff set up yet, but there are ways to add tickets and then release tickets later, which is Broadway shows do that. But we're not that sophisticated, so we don't need that kind of stuff. And then there's other settings. Display the number of tickets remaining, event type ticketed, registration, display a message after ticket sales end. And so then after ticket sales end, you can actually put a message like, sorry, you missed us this time, but if you want to sign up for our events, go here. I've never used these, just so you know, but they're there. This is what I talk. I kind of like EventBrite. There's so much functionality to it. You can do a lot. So here's what's going to happen. All 4 workshop sessions, KTC member price, $60. I just put 50 tickets of each because I had no idea what anybody was going to buy. And so I knew that I could adjust the number of tickets up and down as the sales went on so that I didn't exceed the capacity of the room. So I'm just doing it manually. There's probably a math wizard who can figure out how to do it by math, but I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So I just arbitrarily set all ticket types at 50. Okay. And so look at all the ticket types we had. All 4 workshop sessions for a KTC member, or 4 workshop sessions for a non-member, all 4 sessions at the sponsor level, Friday night talk only, Saturday morning workshop only, Saturday morning workshop only non-member, the empowerment, the Sunday morning, the Sunday afternoon, and it keeps going, member and non-member, and then Zoom participation in all workshops. So each ticket, how many is that? That's like 10 or 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 types. And it took a long time. That's why I'm copying this event. So if you want to edit this ticket, let's just take a peek. On this, you'll get a sidebar, which will tell you what price. Now we're actually charging specific prices for these tickets, and that's why they call them paid. And then we can name the ticket here. Sorry, this is not bigger. You can name the ticket here. You can make the available quantity. You can put the price. I wrote that we absorb fees. Ticketing fees are deducted from your ticket revenue, because who wants to nickel and dime your customer? I just feel like it's better to nickel and dime us. We can deal with that rather than make the customer feel like they're being nickel and dime. I know people don't like that. Hang on here a second. Did you put a chat in there, Tracy? Yeah. Okay, very good. All right. Okay, and then when do the ticket sales start? And so I can say when they begin and when they end. Generally, I have ended them at the end of the final. What I did this last time was I ended ticket sales at the beginning of the final afternoon. So you could buy tickets right up to the minute. That may be inconvenient, but for some folks, but I think it's okay. Any questions about, oh, by the way, you can also make free tickets, which we have done on some occasions, and donation tickets, which is how Zoom tickets are. The Zoom tickets are all by donation, but all of the rest of them have the specific pricing structure. Any questions about this part? There are additional things you can do with tickets. I'm trying to think about, let me see here, advanced settings. Offhand, I'm not sure. There are other things that you can do, and I have to figure out where that information is. Oh, here it is. Okay. So now we have the ticket types, we have this. And so again, going down the checklist, basic info is covered, details are not quite done. Tickets are pretty well done, and publish. Now here's the thing. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I had a question about the tickets.
Yes.
I see that it has a different date and that you're able to change that date. If you go to edit, does it change all the dates?
No, just that ticket.
Oh, so you have to do it for all of them. Okay.
Just that. No, just that ticket. If you change something on this ticket,
It would change
it will only affect that ticket.
Oh, okay, so I will have to go to the second one and change the date on that one and so on and so forth. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, so you would have to go back. But what I did, and Chantal, this is why I left them all like this, that it would stop, the ticket sales would stop at midnight, or I'm sorry, that they would start at midnight on a particular day, but they would end, all ticket types, sales would end on Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock, which is the start of the final afternoon session. I didn't want to have to mess with it because it was really hard. I was so lazy. After I had created my 11th ticket, I was like, can I quit now, please? So I made arbitrarily, I made the end time for all of the 11 tickets to be at the beginning of the final session. It doesn't really matter because you're not going to buy a Friday night ticket on Sunday. I mean, just not, it's a practical matter, right? But thank you for that question. I appreciate you asking, because yeah, there's a lot of functionality here. Now let's move on to the final page, the publishing page. So now here's, this is showing you like a thumbnail of everything. I love it that it says 650 people can attend this event. Of course, that's untrue. But this is how what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to adjust the tickets, because there's a limit of how many people we can fit in our shrine room. The fire department says we can get 174 people in our shrine room. However, I don't think we want to test that theory. So, and I'm guessing that that's with chairs. So, so I don't want to test that theory. So we're going to have to sit down with the board members and find out I've just done this by the seat of my pants, making guesses of how to do this. But if we're to start doing this with volunteers, creating these events with volunteers, I can play fast and loose because I'm an advisor to the board and I can get in touch with them really quickly. But we're probably going to have to get some board advice about how to do ticketing and things like this so we don't overload the building. The preview on the publish page, the preview will show you what it looks like on EventBrite. And that's what our event is going to look like. This is what EventBrite listings look like. You know, need to make some updates, you edit the event. But this is what except for that stripe there at the top, this is what the customer will see. And you can be reminded about it. You can look at the details for it. You see the ticket price. You see the event organizer who you can subscribe to here. You can favorite this event by clicking on the heart. You can favorite this particular event and you can share the event here. And then you can also promote the event. And then it just gives you some of the details which we typed in, but we have not, again, we have not published this, okay? We have not published this, but it shows all of these things as you scroll down. Okay. And then finally, the little bit at the end about us. There's a description of our group and what we do. And it says that I'm following them and then I can contact them and so forth and so on. I feel like, yeah, more events from this organizer. So as you scroll down, you get more info, and then they start serving you other things that their clients have promoted. So that's a little bit about what it looks like. Let's go back to editing. On the publish page, which is where we were when we left, it said, you know, because I wanted to preview the event. This happened while you were out, Tracy. We clicked preview the event, which is available to us from this page. And now it says, who can see this event, public or private? Public events are shared on EventBrite and on search engines. Private are available to a selected audience. And so if you want to have a private event, you can just click that and then it will only go to those people that you choose to give the link to. Tips before you publish: customize your order form. Yes, you can customize your order form. Manage how you get paid. We already have our money going directly to our bank account. And you never have to mess with that because it's already set. All the numbers are in, the routing number, the account number, it's all already in there. But you can manage how you get paid if you want the money to go somewhere else. And then set your refund policy. We've never yet set a refund policy, so I haven't looked at that yet, but that's still things you can do. But customizing the order form is the one thing we haven't talked about today. And actually, there's two things we haven't talked about. Now, I know we're coming up at the top of the hour and you might have to go, but there are two other topics I'd like to cover. One would be the order form, and the other would be how to manage attendees. Those are the two other things I haven't covered yet. Let's talk for a minute, and then you can publish by hitting the red button. Most of the time, I will just leave this as a draft until I'm ready to publish, and then you can always find it over here. Just recently, they've sort of created a sort of internal web design for themselves so that it almost acts like an app on your web browser. If you want to go to all your events, it's on the far left side of the window. Next is your orders. You'll see the names and address names and whatever other information you've gathered on your audience under orders. Marketing will allow you to spend money elsewhere and on EventBrite to market your event. Your analytical reports are here. Your finance and banking information is here if you want to change how you get paid. And then finally, the settings for your organization are here. Over here is you can go to a marketplace for their apps and then a help center. So this is just internal EventBrite communication and information. Any questions about the left side? Okay. So as you can see, there's still, after publish, after your checklist, your event checklist, there are lots of other things you can do. Well, I'm not going to worry about apps today, and I'm not going to worry about marketing today, and I'm not going to worry about payments and tax today. I'm only going to talk about two of these other sections, and that is order options and managing attendees, because these are the two we've been using. The order form, the order confirmation, the registration transfers, which I've never used, the wait list, which I have used, payments and tax. Okay, so these are all the topics underneath order options. Of these four, we have only ever used the order form, the order confirmation, and the wait list. Let's look at the order form. You can actually personalize, it says your checkout experience. You can create a new form, or you can use any of your old forms. And so let's see, let's look at some of my old forms. Let's keep going. Okay. Here it is. Path of meditation, tranquility, and insight. It looks like I did the order form. They have it listed twice. That's funny. Oh, well. So, so we're going to copy this form. Now, when you copy the form, they give you an order form, and then you can fill it in. Collect information from buyers only or for each attendee, because as you know, dad might buy tickets for mom, or mom might buy tickets for dad, or mom and dad might buy tickets for kids. So what we're seeking information right now, the simplest information that I've been seeking from people has been the buyer only. Their name, as of right now, as you can see from the sliders, we have none of these checked. So, you can include them or require them. You can turn a slider on that it's required, but we're not doing that. There's suffixes for people if you're having a big program for people. Let's say you're putting on a conference for PhDs and professional people. Of course, they'll want to include their suffix, MD or PhD or whatever. Gender, if that's important. Birthday, if that's important. Their age, if that's important. Their home phone, their cell phone, their home address, their shipping address, because if they buy merch, you're going to also want to collect their shipping address. And what I'm thinking this time of doing is for the sponsors, the people who sponsor at the $125 level, I'm thinking of asking for their shipping address so that I can send them their sponsor gifts afterwards, because I didn't do that this last time and I'm still looking people's addresses up. So that's what's going to happen. I can actually only put this order information on others. Website, if they have their own website, if they have their own blog, if they have their own job title, these are clearly made for conventions. These other pieces of information are clearly made for conventions. And then you can add a new question, such as, if you're signing up for this empowerment, when did you take refuge? I mean, but I'm just making that up.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can answer this. Is it possible to print off name tags from this list?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm saying that with certainty, but I've never done it.
Okay, and then and that means if you've never done it, you're probably not sure, but I noticed the gender or the surname. I was wondering if it's possible to put your pronoun in there and have that put on.
Yes. And here's where you can do that. Add a new question. You see that, Tracy? You see that, Tracy? You can add a new question. And so then you can make the new question, what are your pronouns? Okay, so yeah, so you can actually, okay, so you can add that question. It does not exist in the default questions, which, as you can see, we're taking none of this information right now.
I know, but I was actually just wondering for the purpose, like, for example, of name tags. Do you know what I mean? So we could print off name tags and under it, they can have their name and then their pronoun. You know what I mean?
I'll have to ask, we'll have to research that one. I don't know the answer to that question, but that's a cool idea. Thank you. And if we can, we should. You know. So to continue, this is the information that we're collecting. This part is about the information we're collecting. And then, of course, we're going to allow attendees to edit their information after ordering. We're giving them a 20-minute limit for their registrations. And then add special instructions at the top of your order form. And so this is where you can say, you know, add your pronouns or whatever, you know. So, and then there's also group registration. And then here we have engaged the accepting of refund requests. Any questions about this part? Okay. Under order options, we have the order form. We actually also have an order confirmation. And on the order confirmation, we can tell people such things as we can't put HTML. We can't put links in the. We used to be able to put links in this, and now we can't. And that's sad. That's sad. But anyway, but you can give them a message like, thanks for coming to our event and blah, 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 this and that. And here's where you park. Make sure you arrive 15 minutes early or whatever you want to say. And so that when you get to, that's when they get to the order confirmation page on EventBrite. This is what they'll see. But you can also give them an order confirmation email. Your attendees will also receive an email after registration confirming their order. Add important instructions and other useful information here so attendees can access it at any time. And then again, the default reply to email address is mine for now because I've been the only person that knows how to use this system. And then message for email and a printable PDF if included. You can actually include that. And then okay.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Do we receipt? So like if they make a donation, do they get a receipt from us at that immediate time, or do we have to send it out kindly? I believe they receive kindly, something like that.
I believe they can actually use their receipt from their donation as proof that they made a donation, but I'll have to research that.
But does this actually, not that, does this send a receipt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was my question.
I believe so. I gotta be honest with you. I've never signed up for an event, so I don't know.
You get a confirmation email.
Does it show what you spent?
I'm gonna search for the one that I got and then I can show you. 1 second.
Okay, very good. Good. By the way, how you doing on time, folks? You want to go for another 15 minutes? Are you okay to go for another?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, great. So while you're looking for that, Chantal, you know, so again, once they created this functionality, I fell in love with this platform because I mean, you know, we can customize the confirmation page they see on the web. We can customize the email they receive and when they order. I mean, it's really great. This is why I kind of like this system. Now, I've never used the registration transfer, so I'm not going to cover that today, but I will look at the wait list, show you the wait list.
I found the email.
Okay, did you?
I got
okay.
when I got a ticket. So I got.
Let me see if I can, I will have to make you the host. You can share. Okay, stand by. I'm going to stop sharing this first because I don't know what will happen when I switch over to you.
Okay, so it's now I'm not the host.
It's coming.
Share screen.
All right. Keep your tickets handy. And then it says, go to my tickets. And so you could go
And then
there.
I go, and then I got the information about.
Oh,
to
look,
sign
there's
up
your,
for, yeah.
does that satisfy what you're thinking, Tracy? Look at that, $7 that she donated for that, right?
I'm not sure. That's a bigger question, but I
there
will
it
find
is.
that out on my own. But yes, it does.
Yeah, because there it is. Thank you very much, Chantal. See, and it just
got
shows there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
fantastic. Thank
We
you.
will not send, sadly, we are not equipped. We don't have the information.
And then I got this too.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. That's with the barcode.
And then the order number.
Oh, great. Woohoo. And then, there's space on the
Yes.
ticket for other.
Did you read my
info.
mind? Okay.
Say again, please.
Okay. I was looking to see if it says, I was looking to see if it specifically says donation,
This one does not.
but I'm going to play with it. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
this one
It's
wasn't
perfect.
a donation. This one was the price for the talk.
Yeah. So it might say donation because that's how the other ones are done. Now, we
Thank
have
you.
never created. Thank you, Chantal.
Mhm.
And could you throw back the hosting to me? It's under participants or under my 3 red dots. I mean, my 3 blue dots. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Chantal. That's very helpful.
I'm not sure how to give
Okay,
it.
you see the blue dots in the little blue box with the 3 dots up in the left-hand corner of my picture, right-hand corner of my picture.
Okay, all right.
It'll be under there.
Make host.
Yep, that's it. Mwah. Thank you, dear. Okay, let's head back to EventBrite. Okay, we're going to rejoin here at the under order options at the wait list. At the moment, we do not have a wait list, and I have only used the wait list, I think, twice. I used it for the Khenpo Karthar Rinpoche event in 2019. And we also used it for the land blessing at KTC in April of 2019, because we figured these tickets would be so in demand that we would need to have like a wait list in case we couldn't accommodate everybody, but then could take them off the wait list if other people canceled or didn't show up. So let me enable the wait list just to show you what happens. When you enable the wait list, you can enable it when each of your 11 types of tickets are sold out. And you can, or when the total event capacity is reached. That's the default. But as you know, our total event capacity is 650. And so that's a little bit crazy. So we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on each of our tickets until we can figure out a better system. Maximum wait list size. For example, I think when we were doing it for the land blessing, I think that it was either 5, 7, or 10. It was a small number. And then you can collect information from your attendees, their name, their email address. You can even get their phone number for last minute contacts. Then there's an auto response. You know, it says if a ticket becomes available, you'll be contacted automatically. No further actions with further instructions. No further action on your part is required. That's the auto response they'll get when they try to sign up. And then when the tickets are released, it says, congratulations, a spot has opened up for you. We're looking forward to having you join us. And so once again, I just love the functionality. I think it's great. So, but we're going to disable a wait list right now because we don't need it. So any questions about the order options, the form, the confirmation, or the wait list? Okay, then we're going to move on to the last section I want to talk about today, which is orders. Under manage attendees, there are, look, it looks like there are 7 sub menus under manage attendees because there's a lot to do. Orders, attendee credits in case they have built up credit with your organization and need to use them, which I've never done. Add attendees, which means that if somebody writes to you and says, EventBrite hates me, EventBrite will not sign me up, can you help me? Which has happened, I'd say in the last 3 or 4 years, it's probably happened 3 times or 4 times in the last 3 or 4 years that somebody, gets locked out of EventBrite, or EventBrite just hates them and I have to sign them up manually. However, there are other people who want me to sign them up because they don't have any money, and that's okay because I also go in and I add attendees there. There's emails to attendees, which is how you communicate with them. There are several default emails, which we'll see in a second, and you can actually add new ones. There are attendee lists. There are name badges. There's your name badges, Tracy. So there's your name badges, and then a check-in system. So name badges are here, and then check-in at the bottom. So let's start with orders. Let's start by taking a look at orders. Oh, it's saying I can't do that. Why? Why not? Oh, because I don't have any yet. Oh, come here. Why you be this way? Oh, I see. It won't let me demo these because this hasn't been published. Okay, so what we'll have to do is let's go to this has already been saved. Let me go to the publish page and make sure everything's been saved. Nope. Okay, good. Everything has been saved. Okay, that's good. So now we'll just go back to events and I'll show you an event that's already been published. Let's go to our Stupa workshop. I'm really fond of this workshop, but it looks like only 8 people are going. I'm depressed. But anyway, but at least we've made almost $100 for KTC. All right, this is an active one. So now when we do the management of attendees, all of these will be live. So let's look at the orders. See how the order sub. Okay, you can actually request reports. It can be orders. It can be a sales summary. It can be sales by ticket type. It can be custom questions and responses. You can ask for any kind of report to be given to you. Also holds, transfers, and so on, attendance, and so on. Right now, I'm only showing orders because that's the easiest. If you want to look for somebody, you can put the order number, their name, or their email address here, and then find them easily. But you can also do it by all completed orders. Since sales started, date descending, numbers per page, and then you can also export to CSV, Excel, and text. Issue multiple refunds. We're not going to talk about that today because I've never had to do it. So once again, the summary, our total sales, these are gross sales, and then the number of orders and the number of attendees. So here's our one person who has signed up, and they're going to attend. She's going to attend by Zoom, and you have actions. You can actually edit their info if they wrote to you and said, hey, I've been getting my emails at the wrong address. Could you please fix my email address? And that's actually happened twice, where people gave the wrong email address, or it was wrong by one thing and they contacted me and I re-registered, or I edited their registration. I don't understand transfers, so I won't be able to help you with that. And you can also refund, which I think I've only done once, and then add attendee note. So like, for example, this person might need handicapped access or something special, so that you can put a note on them. And then you'll see them all. They're all here, all the people who have signed up. And it will tell you whether they're in person or if they're by Zoom. Okay, so those are important pieces of info. Any questions about the order section? We're not going to cover attendee credits today because I've never had to use it, but let's look at add attendees. Okay, if you want to manually add attendees for complimentary tickets or for offline payments, somebody said, "Hey, I don't give my payment information to any website. Can I send you a check?" And we'll say, "Yes, of course." And so then here are the various types of ways you can add attendees. They can be paid with check, they can pay with cash, they can pay directly with PayPal. It could be complimentary, it could be no payment necessary, it could be paid with voucher, and so forth, or other. So there's lots of reasons why you could add an attendee. And this is just for record keeping to tell you what kind of attendee they are. Usually what I'll say is no payment necessary. And then I'll go down and I will order their ticket for them. I will put in the quantity of ticket. There's one. And then it will, then I'll hit continue. It'll take me to another page. And it has, and here we go. Takes a moment to load, sorry. Okay. And so I can put their first name, last name, their email address, and then send a confirmation to them. And then I have to repeat the same information again. Sorry. One's for one report, one's for the other report. Okay. And then I can click register and they will be registered. Okay. Questions about this part? I've had to do this several times, so I'm going to cancel.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Every time you create an event, are these all the steps that you do every time?
Yes, actually. I mean, the basic info, the details, the tickets, and publish, I do every single time. When I want to customize the order form, order confirmation, wait list, I have to use this section on order options. But if I do not want a customized order form or order confirmation, which by the way, I never used that for like a very, very long time. I think I only started using order confirmation information like in the last year. I never did this. I only ever, oops, my bad. I only ever use these four things. And under, and the other thing I used was the add attendees, and then emails to attendees, and then the attendee list. This is all I've ever, just these four things were all I ever did. So does that help?
Yeah, it does. So when, if you duplicate the event, the order confirmation and the order form, that gets copied too?
Yes, it does. Everything is copied. You have to change it if there's changes that you want to make, but it's all copied.
And let's say it's the first time that I create a new event, that it's not a duplicate of another event.
That is correct. But you see what,
go through that and create.
That's a good question. That's a good question. And did you see when we were, do you remember when we were adding tickets? It said add tickets like this event or add tickets like that event. Okay, so I had never seen that before. So now it's giving you options to copy specific past events that you're going to do the same way. I mean, tickets that you're going to do exactly the same way, which I'm really happy about. And the other thing I'm wondering, because I don't know the answer to this, but I'm wondering if order confirmations will also appear like that so that you can copy them. But That would be super. But I'd have to go to one that's not been fully created yet. I'll have to go back and look at that for you, okay? Because it could be that, like they did with the ticketing, they can give you, like, pick it like you did for the Nundro retreat, pick it for like you did for this, the Shamanta retreat, pick it for like you did there. And then it will give you that. I don't know if they have that for the order forms. Does that help? Okay. I have one thing to cover, and then we'll be done for today. Actually, there's two more things. Let's go to the easy one first. Tracy, you and me, I'll have to investigate name badges down the line. We'll have to make name badges part of another call. Attendee list is something you definitely will be doing if you are managing an event. Oh, very good. How to change your EventBrite account email address. Thanks very much. Let me I have to copy that like right now. Hang on just a moment. I think this is going to ruin my sharing, so hang on just a second. Okay, yeah, it's going to stop my screen share for just a second, but then I'll get this done. I wanted to make a note of it elsewhere, so I didn't lose it. Okay, let's go back. Here we are. Thank you. Thank you for that, Tracy. I do appreciate that. Okay, now, attendee list. You can view and download a list of your attendees to use in check-in. You can also check them in with your mobile device using Android or iPhone. You can pre-sort your attendee list by last name, first name, and ticket type. You can, and for this event, we only have 2 lists, in person and Zoom. And then you can download, I'm choosing them both. And there's also something called a full attendee report. I'm not sure what all information is on that, but let's take a look at this. So here's what the check-in people would get. We would download this. As you can see, there's a place to download, and then it will go to my downloads folder, and it will give people's last names first, and then and what their order number was, and so on. Does this help? Okay, we're going to back up. Now, full attendee report, just for the hell of it. Let's see what that is. I think I've only used this once, so I don't know what it's going to show me. Oh, okay. So this is an attendee summary for all events, live events, completed events. So this is kind of like a global summary. And you can get all of the different kinds of information that you want. So I've never had to use this because I don't operate with that much complexity. I mean, I got a lot of complexity here, but I don't do that stuff. So that's a little bit about the lists, how you can get the list. We'll check on name badges later. Okay, Tracy, we'll do that in our next meeting. Last thing I want to show you today, and we are running over, sorry, is the emails to attendees. There are several automatic emails that get sent. There is always an email sent 2 days before the event to remind people. Yeah, this is a typo. It's the formatting doesn't support ampersands. That's okay. I have to figure that out. Anyhow, and then and then you can actually edit that email to add different things to it, or you could delete that email, or you could go up here and create a new attendee email. And I've had to use this function many, many times to update them about new things happening, to update them that maybe the dates changed and we're gonna switcheroo. I mean, I've had to use emails to attendees for lots of reasons. It looks like they got into a little trouble. This little yellow, this little yellow announcement says that this tool should be used, only be used to send your attendees service or transactional information about their upcoming event, and is governed by EventBrite's terms of service. What appears to have happened is that people have used the information they gather to send promotional emails to people who have signed up for specific events. This is not the way they want to operate, because I think they want to capture that business. But there also could be other reasons why that's why they're asking us not to do it. But they're saying marketing or promotional emails about future events should be sent using the email campaigns tool. So they're either trying to drive business that way, or they got in trouble for collecting information they shouldn't. I don't exactly know the reason for that, but we are being warned to not use this except for using their proprietary email campaign tool. So, but that's only if you want to promote stuff. I'm just doing it I just send emails to people to tell them about changes, or afterwards to send them the YouTube links to the program that was recorded, and also to tell them how to donate to the llamas who taught. So, so that's just a little bit. And so now you can put a message in here. It allows you to put, the subject line is very simple, message to attendees, but you can change that. You can say, this one says a message from Columbus Karma takes some trolling. You can change that. You can mess with the font family. You can mess with the font size. You can add links and photos or HTML, embedded HTML stuff. I've never used any of the bells and whistles on this except the links and the photos. So I can't help you too much with all that, but I have found this tool to be invaluable. You can send yourself a test once you've created a new email to send to your guests. In case you spelled something wrong or screwed up the formatting, it will show you. You can send it to yourself. Send the test message to. And then after you've sent yourself the test and you're happy with how it looks, you can send the email now or later. You can schedule the sending of that email. Okay. Any questions about emails to attendees? Well, hey, I'm sorry I kept you on the line for so long here, but I'm really happy that we've had this opportunity to talk about EventBrite and how it works. And I'm guessing there are many other registration and ticketing tools out there. But I've learned this one, and so I feel like I know another, like I've learned a foreign language. And I do find it really nice to be able just to go to the dashboard and to see my sales and the ticket types and just how things are going. And I like to report in to other members of the team from time to time to let them know how sales are going and so forth. So questions? That's a lot. Okay. Not hearing questions, so I'm feeling like we did well today. So thank you. I don't know. It's just I wanted to at least get this down, and so thank you very much for asking for this to be recorded, because this way we can look at it and see if there's any information we're lacking and things we need to do. And I don't know if we will get other volunteers who will want to train on EventBrite. But it would be really cool if we could get 2 or even, 1, 2, or even 3 people to train on EventBrite so that other folks can use it. Because right now, the only people who know how to use EventBrite are me and Llama Adam. And it would be really helpful if more people knew how to use it, especially since it's, I feel like it's a good system. It's worth the money we spend on it. Because like you saw how much money we made through being able to have online ticketing for the Kempo Urgan visit, and I'm looking forward to doing the same for Lama Karma. So thank you guys. And, it's like, do you have any other questions? Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna stop the recording and let's see here. And thank you.